All right. Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night for a Life Vantage overview. If this is the first time you've heard this overview, by all means, when you're finished, I'll open it up for questions, but also get back to the person that invited you. You can ask them any questions, or if you are ready to join our team, they can help lead you in that direction. Anytime we do one of these overviews, there are some disclosures that we have to make at the beginning. All the products that we describe here are supplements. They're not intended to cure, treat, or mitigate any disease. My opinions, even though I am a medical doctor, are not binding medical opinions. And when we talk about compensation at the end, that is all dependent on the work effort and market conditions and the diligence that you put into your business will make whatever you end up earning in the company and your amount of success. This is me. I am board certified in orthopedic surgery, but for the last for about the last 12 years, I've been working in regenerative medicine with a lot of interest in weight loss and hormones. I do have a Facebook page called Get Activated with Dr. Jeff. That's where I put all my videos when I discuss any topics pertaining to Life Vantage. We are the activation company. What does that mean? That means that we are not just a supplement, but we are the building blocks to allow your body to activate a system. We'll talk about tonight activating our brain. We'll talk about activating our antioxidant system. And then our new product, which is absolutely amazing, we'll talk about activating our GLP-1 system for weight loss. We have seen lots of success over the last 3.5 weeks. It's going to be a great product. We had the launch just over 3 weeks ago. We also do have a line of supplements. We have a line of skincare, and we'll touch on those as well. It all started back in 2005 with the product Protandim NRF2. And when the product came out, it made the claim that we can lower oxidative stress and aging by 40% in 30 days. ABC Primetime, John Quinones, decided that he was going to challenge that. And they did a primetime investigative report. And they were actually trying to debunk the success that we were having with NRF2. I also have somehow caught a fall cold. So pardon me ahead of time for any of my little cough breaks. But John Quinones ended up taking the product, felt great on it, and was a big advocate of the product. And it actually came out as a good investigative report. If you have not watched that investigative report, reach out to somebody in the company and we can send it to you. We are the take it to make it company. What does that mean? It means that we take the supplement, we take the building blocks, and our body activates those building blocks in order to build enzymes, to build signaling molecules, and to build hormones in our body to improve our overall health. The first one we're going to talk about is the Protandim NRF2. It is the take it to make it antioxidant. So what is an antioxidant? I think it's important to understand that. An antioxidant, excuse me, an antioxidant is what is used to fight free radicals. Now, we are attacked by free radicals on a daily basis. It's in the air that we breathe. It's in the secondhand smoke that we breathe. It's in the food that we eat. And these chemicals will cause premature cell aging. And that's called oxidative stress. It's essentially like rust. If you take a nail and you throw it out in the rain, the nail's going to rust. Well, our cells can rust as well. And as the cells rust, what ends up happening As those cells rust, what ends up happening is those cells will end up dying early. And so the antioxidant market has been big for a long time. And we use things like vitamin C, we use things like glutathione, but the key or the chief antioxidant is a substance in the body called superoxide dismutase. And that is the big antioxidant that your body makes. And one molecule of superoxide dismutase can bind up 1 million free radicals. So it makes sense that if we can build up superoxide dismutase in the body, we can fight off all of these free radicals. So that's what this does. It's the building blocks in order to be able to build superoxide dismutase in the body. Now let's compare that to something like great antioxidant blueberries. If you go out and buy, a pint of organic blueberries, probably cost you $4 or $5. The power of those blueberries is about 7,000 on the antioxidant scale. Taking one protandem NRF2, we're at over 1 million. So you can see the difference. It was so exciting when it first came out in 2005, that there are now 32 peer-reviewed articles, and the company actually has 7 US patents on the product. Here's just some of the examples of things that it can do. It can help with things like fine lines and wrinkles. It can help with swelling. It can help with arthritic pain. It can help with things like autoimmune disease. It can help regulate your hormones. There's a lot of advantages of down-regulating your oxidative stress. The anti-aging market is huge right now. Everyone wants to be on something for anti-aging. So this is our big anti-aging product. The second anti-aging product, and it's one that I didn't think I was going to like as well as I did when I joined the company. I joined the company just over 3 months ago. And boy, did I put up a protest. The girl that signed me up initially saw me at a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And she told me, hey, I have a product that you might want to sell in your office. And I said, all right, come on in, make an appointment at lunchtime, and I'll look at it. So she comes in a week later, I look at the product, and as soon as I see it, I realize that it's multi-level marketing. And I said, the products look okay, but I'm really not interested in doing that kind of a business. And she said, well, I understand that, but will you at least look over the products and tell me what you think? I'd really like to hear your opinion. I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, it's not that I don't like multi-level marketing. I said, I've done it twice in the past. I've been very successful in the 2 other companies I was in. Actually, one was an antioxidant. The other was weight loss. So this fits in a nice niche for me. But I knew the work that it takes. I knew that being a physician, doing the research on the products, and then wanting to speak on the products, that I'd be taken up several nights a week in order to do that. So I really wasn't interested in jumping in again. Well, she came back the following week. I looked over the products. The products were amazing, especially this liquid collagen product. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but I still did not want to put the time in. I'm 62 years old. I was thinking, I don't want to put time in at this age. So I told her once again, no, I didn't want to do it. She asked me if I would get on a 3-way call with somebody in her upline. I agreed that I would. She got me on a call with Tara Wilson. Tara Wilson is a presidential with Life Vantage. Means she's making over $100,000 a month. And Tara and I had worked together in both of my previous companies. So I knew Tara very well. She let the cat out of the bag that the company was coming out with a weight loss product that was a activator for the GLP-1 system. And I signed up immediately because I knew how big that was. I knew how big it was going to be for our customers, our clients, our patients. But I also knew how big it was going to be in the marketplace. And the ability to capitalize on it. So I did sign up immediately. And now, as I said, I've been here about 3 months. This product surprised me because there has to be 500 collagen products on the market. Most of them are powders. And if you look at the biology of that, the powders are only absorbed by about 10%. So you really do not get much out of the powders. Well, this is a liquid. It's a little 1.7-ounce shot. It's in a glass bottle. You take a shot every morning. It tastes pretty good. It has kind of a strawberry taste. At least that's what I get out of it. And it activates your body to make type 1 collagen. And it will actually increase your body's collagen production in just 8 weeks by 100%. We start losing collagen at age 20. And that's why we start seeing wrinkles and things in the face, and our joints start to hurt. It's all because of the loss of collagen. And so this, especially when combined with Protandim, helps the body activate and replenish the collagen that's in our skin, in our joints. Our eyes are 90% collagen. So one of the things I noticed is some improvement in my vision from taking the liquid collagen product. And the symbiotic relationship between this and the Protandim also helps get rid of oxidative stress. So it's a great product to use in combination. Before we launched the GLP-1 product, that combination product between the liquid collagen and the Protandim was our biggest seller. That's what most people were on for their monthly shipment. This lady in the picture's name is Jane. She's part of our team. And you can see the changes mainly around her eyes in the first 30 days that she was on the product. As I said, your collagen will increase by about 100% in the first 30 days. So you can see the changes there. And I'm in the beauty industry. You know, I own a med spa, but my background is orthopedics. And I was very surprised by the amount of people that came in that were taking this and said, yeah, you know, I think my face looks better, but my joint pain is a lot better. So it really does help overall health and overall decrease of oxidative stress and anti-aging. Here's some pictures on a male, once again, looking at the crow's feet. The picture in the middle, you know, I kind of initially looked at that and I thought, there's no way that's real. There's no way that that's happened in 8 months. Well, I was at the, excuse me, I was at the launch of the new product in Kansas City 3.5 weeks ago. And I actually met this lady. And yes, she did do exercises. So it's not just the liquid collagen, but you can see the wrinkles on her abdomen go from day 0 to day 20 to 8 months. Even the zero from day 1 to day 20, even if you exercised and did abdominal crunches every day, you couldn't get that kind of change just in the gym. So it's a combination of her doing some exercises and the product, but you can see how significant the change was in her skin integrity. Once again, couple pictures of a male on the left side of the screen before and after. Once again, it was about 4 months. He went down 30 pounds. But when he went down 30 pounds, he didn't get a lot of extra skin laxity in his face because he was taking the liquid collagen as well. And then you can see the same with the changes in the wrinkles under the chin. This is one of our facial products. It's True Renew Daily Firming Cream. It is also an activator. It helps activate the signs of and get rid of the signs of aging in your face. It's made with cranberry extract. And they've found in studies that cranberry extract is as good as retinol in getting rid of fine lines and wrinkles. But unlike retinol, it does not cause the burning and the peeling that you see and the redness that you see with the retinol products. The problem with retinol products is if you put them on at night, by morning, your skin is red and peely, and then you got to put something else on it to help get rid of the signs from using the retinol. This will visibly firm and smooth skin in about 21 days. My wife is you know, kind of the biggest critic of any of these face products because we have people come in the office all the time to, promote their products. She's tried a lot of them. She tried the True Renew when we got our first shipment. She did not think she was going to like it, but she's noticed some changes in her face, but a lot of changes in her neck and on her décolleté. We live in Florida, so she's out in the sun a lot in the summer with a bathing suit on, and she gets sun exposure. So she's noticed a lot of improvement of the changes from the sun exposure. And here's a couple more pictures showing some of the changes with the True Renew with fine lines and wrinkles. Axio is our take it to make it brain messenger energy system. This increases the neurotransmitters in the brain, specifically GABA and glycine, and it helps with mental clarity. This is my afternoon drink. Even though I'm on testosterone now, which helps my hitting that rut in the mid-afternoon. I don't feel like I need to nap as much. But I take an Axio usually around 3 o'clock, and it gets me through the rest of my day. Here I am at 9 o'clock at night doing this Zoom, and I actually feel pretty good. It powers your brain and body. It supports your mood. It increases your mental clarity, and it allows you to get rid of the energy drinks that are so popular now. So this is so much better than a Red Bull or a Celsius or any of the popular energy drinks that are out there. My son has ADHD. He has been on Concerta since probably age 15. And when he turned 20, he decided that he didn't like the feelings he had on his Concerta. He thought it was making him angry. He thought it was changing his mood. He thought he was a little more argumentative at work. And so he wanted to stop it. And so we told him, you're 20 years old. It's your decision at this point. So he stopped it. He felt those symptoms got better, but he was having, a lot more kind of brain fog and inability to concentrate at the end of the day. He works nights. He works like 2 to midnight at a restaurant. So he needed something. So when we started with Life Vantage, we started him on the Axio. We told him to start drinking 1 in the morning, 1 before he goes to work. And he said that his feeling on the Axio was as good as it was on the prescription Concerta, which says a lot. And, he's 20, so he has no vested interest in telling me it works if it doesn't. So he actually may hop into the company and try to market both the weight loss product and the Axio drink to some of his friends and coworkers. So what else can we activate? And this is probably why almost everybody's on the call, is 3 weeks ago, we launched our GLP-1 system. It's called Mind Body GLP-1. So, and it was a great launch. It was a successful launch. We had 50,000 products, 50,000 units of the product, and we sold it out in about 10, which is way faster than the company thought. The company thought we'd have about 8 weeks to sell through the 50,000 units. And as I said, we sold them out in about 10 days. GLP-1 is the craze right now. We've been using it in our office as an injectable with one of the injectable weight loss drugs. You know what those drugs are. They're now made by compounding pharmacies. They were initially released to treat diabetes, but they found that they work very well for weight loss. And so they quickly became short. So the compounding pharmacies were able to manufacture them, and they are very, very popular. Now, there was an upside and a downside in our practice. The upside is people were definitely losing weight. The downside was we saw a lot of side effects, mostly GI. We saw reflux, we saw diarrhea, we saw constipation, we saw nausea to the point that we had some patients that would take their injection on a Friday and would literally be in bed for the whole weekend with nausea, taking nausea medication to get through the weekend so they could go back to work on Monday. We had a dropout rate somewhere around 30 to 40%, either for cost, for lack of efficacy. They weren't losing the weight that they wanted to. especially for the money that they were paying, which was anywhere from $325 to about $650 a month, and or from the side effects. So GLP-1 is what's called glucagon-like peptide 1, and it's a natural occurring hormone in the body, plays a crucial role in regulating blood sugar, appetite, and digestion. It's very successful. It was very successful in weight, but as I said, a lot of people were having issues with the side effects. The GLP-1s are present in multiple organs of the body. They're present in the brain, so that's why it decreases your feeling of hunger. It also decreases what I like to call food noise. The pantry in my kitchen is just to my left side, and prior to being on this, if I walked past the pantry and I knew there were Oreos in there, I would stop and grab a couple Oreos. That is completely gone. There are receptors in the pancreas, which helps insulin secretion. There's receptors in the stomach and in the intestine, which helps slow digestion. But here's the interesting parts. There's also receptors in nervous tissue in the brain, and the GLP-1 has been found to be neuroprotective. There are actually studies out now that are using GLP-1 to treat Parkinson's, which is a degenerative neurologic disorder. So the neuroprotection is very important, and it also supports cardiovascular health. It seems to be cardioprotective, which is very important in the diabetics, because the diabetics have a much higher incidence of heart disease and heart attack. So this will actually decrease your risk of cardiac disease in people that are taking either for weight loss or for diabetes. This is our product. So the Take It to Make It product is the MindBody GLP-1 system. And what it does is it activates our own GLP-1. So it gives us the building blocks. They're all natural. They're all essentially food products. And they give the body the building blocks so the body can make its own GLP-1. So what does it do? It slows digestion, so you feel full longer. You have decreased cravings, especially sugar cravings, and it helps with balance your system, and which ends up leading to weight loss. This is what we found in our 12-week study. And some of these I thought were very significant. So it increased circulating GLP-1. So if you did a blood test and you measured the blood for GLP-1, the GLP-1 was increased, but on an average of 140%. There were some people in the study that the GLP-1 went up as high as 325%. The average weight loss starts slow. It was about 9 pounds in the first 8 weeks, but it increased to 25 pounds by 12 weeks. So an average of about 2 pounds per week. I like that. I like that number. When we see weight loss higher than 2 pounds per week, and we would see that on the injectable GLP-1s, you obviously see that in anybody that has any of the bariatric surgeries, whether it's gastric bypass or lap band or a gastric sleeve, they will lose much higher amounts of weight in a week's period of time. The problem with that are twofold. One is gallbladder disease, and the second is hair loss. So I think at 2 pounds a week, we're not going to have the problems with either gallbladder disease or hair loss. The other thing we saw a lot in our practice was muscle loss. There was 3 things that we would see. We would see loss of collagen and fat in the face, which we referred to as Ozempic face. We would see loss of the muscle in the buttocks, which we referred to as Ozempic butt. And then we would see the complications from the GI problems. So with this product, we're not seeing either of those. We're not seeing the weight loss in the face We're not seeing the muscle loss in the butt. We have people that have been on the product now just about 16 weeks that were in the original study. And we're not seeing any of those complications. The next one is the one that I think is significant. There was a loss up to 27% in visceral fat. So what does that mean? It means that the visceral fat is the fat that surrounds the organs. So it's the fat that's intra-abdominal. It's around your stomach. It's around your intestines. It's also around your heart. So this fat is the dangerous fat. This is the fat that increases your risk of heart attack, and it's the fat that increases your risk of stroke. So this fat went down on average 27%. So when they announced this at the launch in Kansas City, we were sitting in a big ballroom auditorium, and I said, "Well, that's really interesting, but what are the numbers for the injectables? What's the numbers for Ozempic or for Mounjaro or any of those drugs?" So I pulled out my phone, Googled it really fast while we're in the hall, and I looked, and I was surprised because with the injectables, the amount of visceral fat loss was between 3.5% and 7%. So this is like 4 times as high as what we're getting with the prescription injectable drugs. That's a big thing. I mean, that's something that, even, people that have to lose just a tiny amount of weight, if you can make them more healthy by decreasing their visceral fat, and you can measure visceral fat on a smart scale. So it's it's something that you can find out what your number is, and it might be in your best interest to go on a natural GLP-1 to help lower your visceral fat. And then the bottom 2 were what people felt. 82% felt they took back their control with their relationship with food, and this was my big one. 95% said they had a decrease in sugar cravings. 2 stories. I no longer walk past the pantry and want to grab Oreos. And the other one was, we just had Halloween last week. We live in a subdivision that we get between 400 and 600 trick-or-treaters. So we had a lot of candy in the house. And I can honestly say I had 0 candy bars. Did not open one. I would have eaten half of them before Halloween, before I was on one of these products. So that was pretty amazing, at least to myself. Here are some of the changes. You can see that first gentleman, significant loss of that pooch on his abdomen. Same thing. The guy in the middle is actually somebody that's in Life Vantage. He's actually one of our top salespeople. Has a great team. Lost significant inches in his belly, and same thing with the man on the right side of the screen. Here are some ladies. Same kind of changes. Looking at changes in the first 30 days. The lady on the end, she was able to document lost 5.2 pounds, 8.25 inches, 1.4% body fat, increased her lean body mass, and decreased her years of aging on that scale. Once again, just some more pictures showing what the mind body can do. These are just some testimonials that people put out. 3 weeks, down 6.2 pounds, and a total of 10 inches, down 4 pounds and 5.5 inches, down 11 pounds. And these are all at 30 days. So why is this a big deal? Why is this a big problem? In America today, 82% of the population feel like they are having to manage their weight. They have a weight concern. There's 120 million people trying to actively lose weight. This statistic isn't on the screen, but the obesity rate, people that are diagnosed by a physician as being obese in the United States, is between 30 and 40%, depending on the state that you live in. It means almost half of our population is obese. It's just mind-blowing. And when I think back, I was grew up in the 70s. And we didn't have that problem back then. And the reason that I think we have that problem now is, 70% of our diet is highly processed food. And so if we eat highly processed food, what it does is it turns off our hormones of metabolism. It turns off things like thyroid hormone and testosterone and human growth hormone. That leads to increased weight. Increased weight increases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress downregulates the hormones. So we have this big vicious cycle that just leads to obesity. And back in the 70s, we didn't have highly processed foods. We hardly ever went out for fast food. If ever, most of our food was grown within 50 to 100 miles of our house. We didn't have the issue with highly processed foods. So we didn't see a lot of these diseases that are associated with oxidative stress. We didn't see kids on the autism spectrum disorder. We didn't see obesity. We didn't see a lot of premature menopause. My wife has been taking both the Protandim. Actually, she's taken a bunch of stuff, but the Protandim, the liquid collagen, and the GLP-1. And she's noticing with her and a lot of her friends that are in menopause, the loss of that menopause kind of belly, that menopause pooch. And that's the group that she markets to with pretty good results. 43% of these patients or people have experienced chronic pain, mostly joint pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain. 62% are already using an anti-aging product. So you can see why getting involved on the business side, you may only want to take it for your own health, but you may want to take it to help build a business. This looks at all of our products, our daily essentials, our vitamins. We have the 3 different Protandims, the NRF1, which is more of a mitochondrial builder, our NRF2, which is the antioxidant, and then we have an activator for the NAD system, which helps us build stem cells and build muscle. We have our heart and eye health products. We have our skincare products that I talked about, the True Renew. We have a hair care system. We have the energy drink, which increases the neurotropins in our brain, help us think clearer and be more alert. We do have a prebiotic and a probiotic, and then we even have a product for our furry friends. One of my furry friends is standing next to me right now. He's wearing his cone of shame today because he was neutered this afternoon. So he's suffering with doesn't know what to do with his cone on his head. Who is Life Vantage? Why should we talk about this company, and why should we be part of this company? Right before I signed up, when I was doing my due diligence, I looked at who the company was. The company is completely debt-free, and they've been in the business for 20 years. They've sold over $2 billion of products. They're publicly traded on the NASDAQ system. We have rung the bell on the New York Stock Exchange twice. And if you're looking at the investment side, I bought their stock 10 weeks ago at $10.18 a share. It was $14.78 a share today. So the stock is definitely doing well. Entrepreneur Magazine just featured it as the stock to buy, and it has a strong impact on the healthcare sector. So here are some of the trends, especially in anti-aging and in weight loss. Anti-aging, feeling good is a $1.5 trillion business. Right now, weight loss this year is about a $30 billion a year industry. The weight loss industry is about $30 billion. They say that by 2031, that's going to be up to $130 billion. So you can see it is a good thing to jump into at this point. Affiliate marketing, the way that these products are marketed. ZipRecruiter looked at what an average affiliate marketer makes. If you're doing it full time, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you will make on average about $82,000 a year. That goes down to about $39 an hour, or about $1,577 a week, or $6,800 a month. Not bad, not a bad job if you're trying to do it full time. There's definitely a reason to be involved in a company like if you're looking for either a part-time gig or full-time work. Here are some more trends. Nearly half of U.S. adults are obese. Obesity rate will surpass 50% in 29 states by 2030. As I said, by 2030, the market is going to be about $130 billion for weight loss. This really surprised me. So the GLP-1 drugs, the prescription drugs, which are mostly now made by compounding pharmacies. That's going to go away. I'll talk about that in a second. But there's a compounding pharmacy here in Florida, South Florida, that is filling 50,000 GLP-1 prescriptions a day. 50,000 a day. These are probably all going to go away in February. Tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro, was just taken off of the shortage list. So right now, it cannot be manufactured by the compounding pharmacies. Two of the semaglutides, Rybelsus and Wegovy, are both off the shortage list, which only leaves Ozempic. And they said Ozempic should be off the shortage list by February 1st. So now let's talk about the sales part of the company. We talk about getting in where you fit in. And there's three ways to be involved with the company. You can just be a customer and you can share it with your family and friends. You can try it, get on it, see if you like it. If you like it, talk about it. If you get friends that are interested in joining with you, you can make up to 40% on every sale. So that means if they get on both the Protandim and the GLP-1 product, that's about $240 a month for their cost. If you're making 40% of that, you're making about $96 a month per person that you put in to the company. It's a great side gig. There are personal sales bonuses for hitting milestones and rewards. There's fast track bonuses. Put in 3 consultants and 3 customers in the first 90 days. You get increased bonuses. That gets your business started. You may want to build and grow a team. That means, trying to build more consultants under you. That's what I'm doing. I'm kind of in a lucky position as a doctor and having a lot of doctors that I've done trainings with and help them start and build their businesses. There's a lot of people that I can market to. And we've already put in about 28 doctors in our group. So it makes, I'm building a team, and I'm doing this almost on a full-time basis. My wife, Jennifer, and I have decided that we're both going to try to put 4 hours a day into the company. We've already rank advanced, I guess, 8 levels since we've come into the company 12 weeks ago. So it is able to do if you do put some work on it. But then you might want to lead a movement. You might want to take this team and get up to the point where you're becoming a leader on the team. About 10% of the people in the company are in leadership positions. They get up to the executive level, EC1, EC2, EC3, and then you can go all the way up to presidential. The presidentials in our company are making greater than $100,000 a month. The reason being is that once you get up to those levels, you no longer just make money on your team, but you also start getting a portion of the company's gross profits. And this is where the money can start getting big. How big can that money get? This kind of looks at ranks starting at consultant 3. So when you sign up, you're consultant 1. You move up consultant 2, consultant 3, senior consultant 1, 2, and 3. So as a senior consultant 3, you're making an extra $250 a month. That's going to help pay the electric bill, buy groceries. Managing consultant 1, you're making about $600 to $700 a month. And then as you progress up, you can see once you get to executive consultant, now you're at about $13,000 a month, all the way up to presidential, which you're making greater than $100,000 a month. So you just want to get in where you fit in. There's also some Activate Adventures. I just qualified today, actually, for the Alaska trip. We're going to Alaska the second week of August next year. Growth Summit. I've also qualified partway for that. You have to be at a certain level 3 months in a row. And so I hit that level this month. So if I can stay there in November and stay there in December, I'll be going to Growth Summit in Salt Lake City in April. And then our executive trip, people that get up to the executive levels, they're taking a 20-day trip to South Africa sometime in the fall. So why now? Well, because we know what the weight loss crisis is in America. We know what the obesity level is. It's perfect timing. We launched the product 3 weeks ago, and yes, we did have we're currently in back order, probably for about another 3 to 4 weeks. But as I was saying, I think that a lot of the obesity starts with our hormone system and with oxidative stress. We know that the highly processed food diet increases our oxidative stress. Oxidative stress downregulates our hormones. Downregulation of our hormones increases our obesity. Increased obesity leads to more oxidative stress. So we have to nip that in the bud with the Protandim. I think even before we start the GLP-1, we saw that in our practice before this product came out. We saw that if patients came in from other practices and said, yeah, I heard that people here are successful. What are you doing different? And what we were doing different is we were checking hormone levels on everybody, and we were getting those regulated first. We were using testosterone pellets, and we were adjusting their thyroid, adding supplements to increase T3 from, conversion of T4 to T3. And we were putting on Somorelin to increase growth hormone and things like that. And then once we had those stabilized, the GLP-1 seemed to work better. So I think adding the Protandim first while we're in this backorder phase completely makes sense to me. So I don't think it's necessarily, a lot of people are looking at it as a problem. I don't think it's a problem. I think it's actually a benefit, because now we can tell patients, hey, if you want this GLP-1 to work the best that it can work, you need to do the Protandim for a month first. And the other thing is, these seem to work better when your gut health is better. Americans have really bad gut health. So if we can get them on the prebiotic and probiotic, as well as the Protandim, keep them on that for the first 4 weeks, and then add the GLP-1 in after that. I think we're doing them the best possible service we can. How do we get in? So we enroll with a pack, and then we subscribe with a stack. And so there's a bunch of different packs, and go to the person that got you signed up or you to this meeting, and talk to them about the different ways you can get in. The business enrollment pack, the one that was used the most before the launch of GLP-1, this gives you one of every product. So it allows you to try everything that the company has. It's the way that Jennifer and I got in. It gives you some of the Axio, it gives you all the face products, it gives you the hair products, it gives you the one for the dog, it gives you the new GLP-1, it gives you the Protandim. It gives you one of everything. So I think that's, if you really want to, be able to sample all the products, see if you like them, see which ones you want to promote, that's one way to get in. It is $1,000. It's about a 30% savings. The other thing is if you're interested in going to the global convention in April, it gives you, the new one has 2 tickets to the global convention, so that's included. So that's $100 right there. So that actually, if you don't include that, that brings it down to $799. So that does that is a little added bonus. There are cheaper packs. They start at about $249. So you enroll the pack, and then you get on a monthly stack. This is one of the other enrollment packs. This has the the fat burn and the protandem and the mind body and the liquid collagen. So as I said, look and see which one fits you the best, and then buy your pack and then get your monthly subscription on your stack. And there's another premium enrollment pack. So as I said, get in where you fit in. That's it. That's everything I have. I will go ahead and open it for questions if anybody wants to unmute their microphone. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. And I'm not hearing anything. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording, and this will call it to a close. Once again, thank you so much for being here tonight. It truly is an honor to see people show up for these overviews. I'm more than happy to